I'm writing a book right now, and I've went through the first 3 chapters now. Z, I have to send you the next one.
Send me the third one.
And dude, I'm like, man, I really need some Adderall because I can be like, 15 chapters done. Like, just go.
And in college, I used it. I didn't really need it in high school, but I needed it in college because I would take it and I would be able to cram.
Yeah, that seems the dude. I had friends that would take they like unironically were like they were all over the cocaine, like engineering students.
Oh, well, I didn't do that.
They're like, thank God for cocaine. And I'm like, this is Alabama. Where'd you get cocaine?
They would do coke and study.
Yeah.
I can do that. I did Adderall and studied in coffee. I'd rip cigarettes, but that's about. I never. Because if you ever did coke in college, it's the last time I would do it. Really, you'd have to be drinking. You know, sober cocaine is like.
Yeah,
that's like creepy. You feel like a fucking piece of shit. I've never done it sober either, but it's I feel like I went to a drug house once because this is what I went to Australia with the guy that I was with at the time. And they went, I've done ecstasy like a handful of times. I didn't do a lot of drugs. I experimented a little bit. I'm not a huge fan of them, but I did ecstasy a handful of times. And like 3 or 4 of those times was when I was in Australia, and they went to go get it from this house. And I remember walking in, and it was just the creepiest experience. It just gave me this fucking heebie-jeebies. Now you walk in, and there was no furniture. There was like a mattress on the floor and a TV, and one guy just sitting staring at the TV while another person slept on the corner in the floor. And like another guy was sitting there tweaking, and I was just like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
And there were ecstasy dealers, yeah? They were ecstasy dealers, yeah.
And who knows what else? I'm sure other stuff too. But it like made me feel so icky. I was like, I need to get the fuck out of here.
Ain't no skank. That just reminds me of Breaking Bad when he's like, ain't no skank. You go into that house, ain't no skank. You just push the ATM on him. Real quick, this is my alt channel, and my main channel is in danger every day of getting banned as a result of talking with these amazing people very candidly. So please do me a favor and subscribe down below. Helps me out a lot. Get the hell on it, doggone it.
Yes, it felt like that. It was so gross.
Yeah, I didn't. I've never dealt with that other than Martin Luther King Avenue. Like, you know, I was 16 years old and I was in my Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo that I was real proud of at the time. I was
really nice, probably clean, like you probably kept it in good shape, and you're driving around.
Yeah, it was the 1994 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo that I bought with my money for working at Piggly Wiggly, and that's not a joke; it's real life. And my friend was like, "I want to buy weed," and I'm like, "I don't even know what that is." And he's like, well, we got to go to Martin Luther King Avenue or whatever.
Oh,
and I'm like, I don't know where that is, but it's like deep in Gadsden where I grew up. We go down there, and it is the most scariest experience I've ever had. It was like 1 a.m. We're driving, it's pitch black, and there was just people lining the roads, like just sitting on the side of the road. And he's like,
in line to get weed.
I don't know what they were trying to do. They were
just hanging out.
They were selling or whatever. And then he was like, stop the car. And I'm like, man, I really don't want to stop. And people were like chasing the car and hitting my windows and saying, stop, white boy, stop, white boy.
And I'm like, Nashville? Where is this?
Alabama.
Cody? Oh, Alabama. Sorry, I don't know why I said Nashville.
Yeah.
Where in Alabama? Which city in Alabama?
Gadsden.
Oh, Gadsden. Wow.
Yeah, and it was I was like,
that's in the middle of nowhere. Where's Gadsden, Alabama?
It's just this real shitty like city that's like basically
the only real city in Alabama is Mobile, Alabama, correct? I mean, I've been to Alabama, I've been to Mobile a bunch, but isn't Mobile, you know, that's where all the Nazis went. Speaking of conspiracies, you know, that's why they have a bunch of NASA stuff in Mobile.
Yeah,
that's why Mobile's propped up.
There's Huntsville. I live in Huntsville.
Yeah,
Alabama.
Huntsville's a big city, but Mobile's bigger than Huntsville.
Yeah, there's Mobile, Huntsville, Anniston, and Birmingham. That's the
and Huntsville's. Oh, Birmingham's the capital. All right, yeah. Oh, so is Huntsville bigger than Birmingham?
Huntsville is not. No, Birmingham's the biggest and also most destroyed with crime. Huntsville's like
Birmingham's bigger than Mobile, even though Mobile's on the water like that. You would think more people want to live there.
Yeah, it's Mobile's kind of nicer, but Huntsville's real nice. It's a real nice place.
It is because at Mobile, you're like 1 hour to Florida, nice beaches. Like it'd be nice to live in. People don't realize if you're in Mobile, Alabama, you're like in the Floribama. You know, there's actually you can drive like 4 hours and be in some of the nicest beaches in the country. You know.
Yeah, dude. I used to go down to what is it, Gulf Shores?
Yeah, like, that's like 2 hours. I even went there in college all the time. I loved it.
Yeah, it was great, man. But no, or Alabama can get real spicy in some areas. Anniston and Birmingham are the worst, and Gadsden's like a small little. Like it's like a 4-way stop, man, but it's real bad. I worked at GameStop for 8 years or 7
Damn,
years.
dude. So you worked at a GameStop in a rural Alabama. I mean, not rural, but a suburb, Alabama suburb.
Oh man, we got robbed all the time.
No.
Have you, when you were working, have you been robbed?
Yeah, of course.
They would pull a gun, or what would they say? How would they do it?
Yeah, so I had 2 guys run in one time, and this dude, one guy holds the door, the other guy comes in, and he runs around the counter, and I was like 17, I think.
Wait, to pause real quick. Aren't the games in a different spot than the boxes, right? So like,
yeah.
Because I don't shop there. I mean, I've been to GameStop a few times, but I mean, I'm just saying. If I remember right, you can't just go in there and steal the games off the wall. You're not going to get that many games.
Yeah, they didn't. They didn't want the games.
Yeah.
But they wanted me to.
Don't people do that all the time? Shoplifting? I bet that was the biggest thing. Yeah, people were trying to do. Okay,
yeah. But this dude pulls out his revolver that's like the size of a small dog and like puts it up against my temple, and he's like, open the register. So I open the register. I give him everything. It was like $200 and something, and he's like, "Where are the bags?" And we used to have bank bags years ago, like right before I started working there, which we would cash dump in, and we didn't do that anymore. So he's robbed a place before. And he was like screaming, "Where's the bags at?" And he was like pushing his revolver into my temple. Dude. And I was like, I had accepted, like there was this weird calming sensation. And I was like, you know what? My life was pretty good. And I thought it was over. And then the door chime went off and they were gone.
That
was the most egregious robbery ever, where they just put
for $250.
Yeah, it was pretty scary. And then the regional director offered me time off paid, and I was like, I don't need that. Thinking back, I'm like, damn, I should have taken that.
You should have taken it. You should have taken. You had a gun put to your head. You should have fucking taken some whatever that paid leave. Jesus Christ.
Is there not something you can file? Can you not like sue? I wonder if you can like sue games. I mean, not now, but I just wonder. Like they obviously have, the reason why is I know you like don't want to sue your company, but I'm sure they have some sort of insurance for if somebody gets robbed. Like, you do think that you would have some sort of legal case, like post-traumatic stress.
Oh, yeah. Well, they set stuff aside, dude. They set stuff aside all the time for when people get killed in robberies, and then they just pay out the family and just don't talk about it. But
yeah, I feel like you would still be entitled to that, even though you didn't die.
You would think.
No, but it's much smaller, but I mean, something.
It got pretty bad, but people get killed in these robberies at GameStop all the time, and GameStop just pushes it on the rug. And they never increase security, and they still schedule 4'11", 90-pound girls at midnight alone every day. And I'm like, dude, this is awful.
That's insane. Also, I feel like there are just some areas where stores like that shouldn't be open. You shouldn't be open in certain areas. If you're getting robbed more than you're making money.
Yeah.
And I think it's because it's like a kid's store, like young people are just dumb. You know what I'm saying? There's something about GameStop, like it's a store kids have been going to a long time. They're familiar with it. I feel like a lot of these crimes and like murders and robberies and stuff are from like younger people.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah, ain't no old dude going to GameStop to rob him. He's still robbing a 7-Eleven because he still thinks it's the 80s.
Yeah, you don't really see like 35-year-old robbers. It's always like 17, 18, 19, 20.
Dude. We always talked about it, right? We talked about it. But before I ever got robbed, we'd always talk about it, in our downtime. And they're like, yeah, they have gang initiations around here to like kill a white person. And I'm, dude, when that robbery happened, that's all I could think about. I was like, well, this is it. This is over. We done.
You were thinking about that before, as you're getting robbed. You were thinking about that thought.
I was like, oh shit, I'm gonna be the guy. Here we go.
That's what I think too.
I know, but as you're going to that, I'm just saying your brain was like, oh my gosh, they kill people for initiation. It's like, damn, dude, you were ready to go, man. You were singing the blues, dude. I
completely accepted it. I was like, well,
you're on borrowed time, bro. All this is extra. You're in overtime.
Yeah, I was pretty calm. And then the store manager, Egg, the fat guy, went to a meeting 2 days later. He was never there. He wasn't even there. He went to a meeting 2 days later and told like the district manager and all the other managers that I was like sobbing and crying like a girl. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why would you just make some shit up? Shit.
Especially if you're not going to get anything out of that. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Like I can cry when I watch Coco, but that's not Coco.
Skytex, Cody's going to make me watch Coco when we meet next month.